brief overview of the outreach module for the department directors who have access to outreach, but are currently not really working within outreach because that's something that specific people within our admissions committee handle. That's just part of our onboarding process. But I did want to show you all that as department directors, you do have access to our new admissions for Bella McCree, so that if you ever needed to look at somebody before they come to your program, you do have the access to do that. So if you are in iCare on your homepage, you would scroll down to the outreach tile. My homepage probably looks a lot different than yours, but you should have this tile here. So if you click into outreach, first thing you'll see is leads management. Leads is basically referrals to Bella McCree. So right now we have 35 active referrals within Bella McCree. We also have an inactive tab. So right now we have 9 inactive folks. And that would be people that we got referrals for that we decided that we would not be moving forward on, or that we could not move forward on. Maybe we're waiting for a house for them. We can put them in inactive, and then we don't lose anything for them. We can always pull them back up and then push them into active, okay? You can narrow your view when you're in here. So if you just wanted to narrow it to your specific program, to a specific county, if it's residential and you know a person has already been linked to a certain home, you can look at it by home. You can pull different referral types. You can do a date range. Maybe you just want to see the last month worth of referrals, you can do that. And then if you know the person's name, you can always search by name. I know that I have a test guy in here, and I can say filter that. And you can see under basic information, this is the person information. All of this is information that we need to build their profile, to build their profile within iCare Manager. So ideally, we would want to fill out as much as humanly possible during the admissions process, because once we admit this person, all of this information gets transferred to their iCare profile. So we don't ever have to sort of double enter anything. As the admissions committee learns all of this information, they are building a profile for us so that when this person is admitted, they're pretty much set up. We have the ability to do different assessments. I don't think that our admissions committee is probably utilizing this very widely right now, but that's something that we probably will grow in the future. We have contacts. So if that person, we have mom and dad's contact information, we have an advocate, any family member, anything like that, this is where that would go. And again, as we're gathering that information, this becomes part of their contacts within iCare Manager. So we definitely want to try and gather as much information as possible during the admissions process. Providers would be doctors. So if we get a list of doctors, this is where you would add that. Okay. Under basic information, just want to show you, we have services requested. This would be where you can actually see what type of services they're requesting. This is also what would need to be sort of selected in order for you to narrow your view. So this, as admissions come in, we will have to kind of say, they're looking for day hab services, or they're looking for residential. For example, for residential, we have DDA community living group home. Now, right away, you don't have to select or link them to a home, but for John Test, he is specifically looking at our test home. So in that case, you would be able to select the actual site to narrow your view by for that, but we would actually have to link him to that in order for that search to work. Okay, you do have notes and comments here. You can mention somebody, so you can do the @ here. So if I wanted to mention myself, I can do that. I can mention anybody else, obviously, as well. But I just want to give you the heads up that right now it's only people on the admissions committee and department directors who have access to outreach. The reason that I have not opened this up to program directors or to administrative specialists is that I can't narrow their view to just their programs or to just their sites. So anybody who has access to outreach can see everybody, can see all of the referrals and all of their private healthcare information. I don't think that that is appropriate for maybe an administrative specialist or a program director to be able to see somebody's social security number or diagnoses for a person who's not going to be admitted to their program or to one of their homes. So iCM is working on narrowing this down for me so that I can provide sort of different levels of access to outreach. But right now, I've only given access to department directors, which I think is appropriate. You guys should have access to all of this, as well as anybody who serves directly on the admissions committee. So the reason that I bring that up is that if you mention somebody who does not have access to outreach, they're not going to be able to get this. You can only mention folks who are department directors or on the admissions committee right now. But it's a great way to kind of do some back and forth communication. Hey, Kathy, can we get an order for this? We noticed that this is missing. Anything like that. Or if you just needed to ask a question, maybe, hey, have we looked at this house for this person? Maybe this would be a better fit. That would be a great way to kind of keep communication going throughout the week outside of your admissions committee to kind of keep it going. And then if you guys have feedback on who should have access to the outreach module, please let me know. I'm open to making changes. I just want to make sure that it's correct and we are protecting the private healthcare information of people that we potentially will serve, because keep in mind, these are people that we're not even serving yet. So we definitely want to try and keep their private healthcare information as locked down as possible. So that's sort of the brief overview for this. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks.